Welcome back to Paradise Killer. Where we left off, we had just been speaking with Lydia. We had saved right here, and we were doing this and thinking about who we wanted to speak to. But as far as what we're doing right now, we haven't actually looked at our laptop. We probably should, just to get there's a lot of information that we're learning about this mystery in our environment. We should probably spend some time here with the laptop and try to work out what's been going on. So just taking a little glance at this, maybe the first thing we should look at here is the timeline. The timeline begins with man's prehistory, starting from the beginning. Okay, there's going to be a good deal of reading here. So let's get started, just to get us up to speed with Paradise Killer. The gods come to Earth, gift man technology, and the world becomes embroiled in a millennia-long war. The gods are betrayed by their enslaved armies and are killed, imprisoned, or driven from the Earth. The syndicate is formed by worshippers of the gods. The imprisoned god, Silent Goat, learns of the syndicate and psychically gifts them his power. The syndicate uses his power to create the Paradise Island sequences and the reality folding drive to fuel them. So we've heard of Silent Goat. That appears to be the patron god of the island, I guess? The source of their power, I suppose? The syndicate used to be just worshippers, but there's something more now. They have the reality folding drive, whatever that is. But Paradise Island Sequence 13. So they make, and so each island is numbered. They made Island 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. They destroy the previous island and make a new one. When they got to the 13th island, Lady Love Dies was seduced by the god Damned Harmony. She's exiled to the idle lands. We don't know too many details about what Lady Love Dies did, really, I think. But she was exiled for something. But I don't think we got too many details about what the thing was. What's going on the current island? 964 years ago, Paradise Island Sequence 24 was born. That's the island we're on now. 10 years ago, demonic corruption incident. Henry Division illegally communicates with the gods and is possessed by a demon of unknown origin. Henry murders his mother, and during his arrest, he also kills the Syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. Demonic corruption taints the island. Paradise Island 24 is condemned. Preparations are made for the birth of Paradise Island Sequence 25, nicknamed Perfect 25. So, Henry Division is a human, just like a normal citizen. He's not a syndicate member. He's just a normal guy, and he gets possessed. Now, I guess demon possession is not a mitigating circumstance when it comes to crime and sentencing, because he's sentenced for this, and he goes to prison. But one day ago, preparations for Perfect 25 have been completed. The Syndicate's council retire to the penthouse to meditate and birth the next island. I kind of hope we get some details on what it means to birth an island. Just, get some information on the birthing process. What happened last night? Henry Division escaped from his cell. The council are murdered a few minutes later. Henry is then found outside the council building by Akiko, the guard, the Grand Marshal who guards him in his desolation cell. Akiko informs witness that Henry has been found. The first seal guards are murdered. They cannot actually go into the penthouse because it's sealed off. They assume the council is dead. Judge assumes authority over the island, locks the Paradise Gates, sealing it off. Doom Jazz examines Henry, confirms the blood in Henry's stomach is that of council members. We need to figure out how that blood got in his stomach, I guess. Syndicate meeting is held in courtroom. Judge appoints Carmelina as acting leader. Judge decrees he is bringing Lady Love Dies out of exile. Judge wants a full investigation before the island ends. Judge activates Starlight, waits for Lady Love Dies to make contact. So, it sounds like they arrested the murderer, Henry Division, but Judge demands there needs to be a full investigation, and that we need to know for certain what exactly happened before this island ends. So that's why we're here. That's the timeline. Let's look at our notes. Okay, so usually if I was, playing a mystery game, I might write down some hot notes, but this game does it for us. It says we have some potential leads. I need to examine the 2 murdered guards that formed the first Holy Seal. So, 4 Holy Seals defending the council. The first one are the 2 dead guards. We need to examine them. We don't know about the 4th Holy Seal. We don't know much about the 2nd Holy Seal, only that Kahix was the architect of it. We don't know what the 3rd Holy Seal was. There might be a Starlight upgrade jammed in a broken vending machine in a warehouse. We found that vending machine, but we were not able to do anything with it. So we just keep that in mind. At some point, maybe we're going to want to get something from that vending machine. Why does Lydia have a message about obelisks on the beach? And why has Lydia been wearing a space helmet? Well, we don't know why she might be wearing a space helmet. We were talking with her. We did not bring up the space helmet. So maybe we're just keeping that under wraps for right now. But we found a space helmet, and it had her particular perfume in the helmet. We don't know why. Okay, the players here, witness to the end. We have not met this person. Grand Marshal Akiko 14, not met her. Carmelina Silence, not met her. Crimson Acid, we have not met her, but we did talk to her briefly. She says that she wanted us to meet her in the sewers and bring money. So that's probably what we're going to do. Dr. Doomjazz, have not met the doctor. Henry Division, we have not spoken to Henry Division. Lydia and Sam, we spoke to Lydia, not Sam yet. We need to get Sam's alibi. Question Sam about his suspicions. Confirm alibi with the Paradise Gate logs. So Lydia says that she and Sam were at the gates when the murder happened and Judge locked everything down. I guess we can try to confirm that if we access the logs by the gate. Yuri Knight, we have not spoken to Yuri, but Lydia is quite suspicious about Yuri. Yuri is the one who got buff overnight. Buff, maybe he made a deal with a god and was bestowed divine muscles. That's what Lydia thinks anyway. We don't know. One last kiss? Okay, one last kiss. We met her. She implied that she's dead and that we need to find her resting place. She also implied that her name in life was not One Last Kiss. We don't know what her original name was. So how do we know if we found her resting place? We do not know. There's Kahix. It says missing, but we discovered that Kahix is dead. We need to talk to Crimson about this, because Crimson and Kahix had some sort of relationship. Kahix's diary makes it seem like he's obsessed with Crimson, sure. Akiko, the Grand Marshal, her necklace was in the workshop. It seems like Kahix was repairing it. I don't know if there's anything malevolent there. Maybe Akiko just hired Kahix to do that. Kahix accused Crimson of trying to steal the key to the second Holy Seal. This is relevant to us because we want to get the key to the second seal, because we're going to want to break these seals. We need to get that key wherever it might be. Kahix used to have it. It wasn't in his house, though, when we were there. I found a ring in Kahix's death grip. Yeah, we found a sapphire ring. We don't know who that belongs to. Ghost. Ghost outside the power station wants to know who they are. They lived in an apartment near the convenience store, and they had a fish tank. So we're going to want to look around the convenience store to find a fish tank, and then go back to the power station, give it to the ghost, and do that side quest. Case files. Okay, let's look at the crimes. The crime to end all crimes. The council was murdered, but no evidence for anyone right now. Also, something I would want to bring up is that I guess these are the only suspects. I noticed that Judge is not here, so perhaps it's just maybe... I was wondering, maybe Judge did it. No, I guess not, because Judge is not listed here as a possible suspect. No picture. Kahix is missing. Okay, so it separates the evidence among the people who are relevant to that. Grand Marshal Akiko 14, necklace was found in Kahix's workshop. Crimson acid is very relevant to this disappearance. Tuft of goat hair. Crimson acid's hair was found in Cahicks's house. Drag marks? I don't know if this is directly related to Crimson acid. It says that the body was dragged off the cliff. That doesn't necessarily tie to Crimson doing it. Cahicks's diary. Cahicks is obsessed with Crimson, as we found out from the diary and the posters. But we also found a letter from Cahicks to Crimson, in which Cahicks was accusing her of using him to discover the secret of the Second Holy Seal. So, maybe they had some kind of argument, some kind of conflict. Was Cahicks right that Crimson just wanted the key to the Second Holy Seal? Who can say? And then, okay, no suspects associated with these. There's ornate ring. So we found the sapphire ring in Cahicks's hand when he was dead. Whose ring is this? We don't know. Drag marks. No footprints by the drag marks. Now, how can that be? Also, something else that's not mentioning here is I think it did say that Cahicks had a massive head wound in the front, implying that he was facing his attacker, and that there did not seem to be signs of a struggle, implying maybe Cahicks, maybe the attacker was a friend. Maybe. Unsorted evidence. Right, we found Lydia's tablet in like a sewer grate, and there was an email from Witness to the End with a data key to the nightmare computer that controls the obelisks on the beach. Now, is this malevolent or anything? We don't know. Maybe if we go to that nightmare computer, maybe we can find out what the purpose of this is. The space helmet. This is just a second entry for the tablet. Then you can look up the suspects individually. I like how it's something here called alibi breakers. So maybe if we discover an alibi, and then maybe we find evidence that breaks the alibi, I guess. So Lydia said about Carmelina's silence that Carmelina was worried. She created the 25th Island, but was worried that she might not get credit for it from Leader Montserrat. Is that a motive for murder? Maybe. Depends on just how much she wants that credit. Nothing for Crimson Acid right now. Dr. Doom Jazz, nothing. Henry Division, nothing. Lydia and Sam Daybreak. We found lyrics to a song about doing whatever it takes to leave your home. We asked Lydia about this, but she didn't say much about it. Lydia testimony, right, she says she was with Sam at the Paradise Gates when the murder happened. We need to try to confirm that. Yuri Knight. Lydia suspects that Yuri has been deceived by the goddess Enchanted Blue to retrieve her from the real world, and that's apparently how he got muscles? Yuri requests to join council. Motion JH55962 presented by Yuri Knight. Details, motion table to the council. Yuri Knight formally requests acceptance into the council. Motion was declined, unanimous vote. Additional note, Yuri Knight became violent and had to be restrained. Yuri Knight threatened Leader Montserrat. Yuri Knight was detained and is now under watch. So, Lydia did mention to us that Yuri wanted to get into the council but was denied. I don't remember if she mentioned that Yuri became violent, had to be restrained, and threatened the leader. That seems like relevant information. Let's see, Lydia, yeah, Yuri suddenly changed, became the picture of physical perfection almost overnight. He got big muscles. Okay, so that's case files. We'll be adding more information to that as we go, of course. Inventory, key items, blood vial. Lady Lovedice's blood vial. All Syndicate members have one. Starlight, it's our laptop. Blood sample, it's the blood sample taken from Henry Division. Protest. Okay, so we used this for a side quest. So that one's complete, I think. The crane. Okay, so we use this to use the crane. Green crest. Looks like it fits into something. So it has like a goat head. We have not found anything that this fits into as of yet. Of course, it's going to fit into something. It's a crest. What do you do with crests? You put them into holes, and then it unlocks something. We all know this. Upgrades? No upgrades right now. Relics. Many relics. We don't need to look at all these. We've been looking at the descriptions for each of these as we pick them up. So we can just go past that. Population. All right. Let's take a look at these names of the murder victims. Here's the council. Leader Montserrat. Gabriella Devotion. Pandora 2. Kafka Memory. Lunatic Pope. Fine Stranger. Leon Disaster. Macon Origin. And Eyes Kiwami. Though it looks like Eyes Kiwami committed suicide several years ago and was not one of the murder victims here. Anyway, all these characters are all dead. Also, this month, Gabrielle Devotion hailing from North Africa. So I assume then that this does take place on Earth. It may be just that the Paradise Island is something that's sealed off from the rest of the world and no one knows about it? Maybe? The Syndicate members. There's Lady Love Dies. Grand Marshal Akiko 14. Carmelina Silence. Crimson Acid. Dr. Doom Jazz. So this just says who they are and what their occupations are. There's also some Syndicate members that already moved to the next island. Now, remember that they were in the process of moving to Perfect 25 when the murder happened. Judge shut everything down. So there's a bunch of people who are already on the next island and not on this one. There's Isaiah Bullet, who apparently used to be married to Lady Love Dies. It's the lady's ex. Nicolina Rose. Jaheim Fortune. Madam Complex. Balthazar Tears. He was responsible for the God Bruiser nuclear weapons. Grace Bloodlines, which we read, was murdered by Henry Division. Kahix, missing. Well, not missing. We know he's dead, but it doesn't look like this has been updated to say that. Judge. Every society needs a form of justice, and a Syndicate member volunteered. They believe so deeply in impartial justice that they scrub their ego and fuse themselves to the island, becoming Judge. They would become the embodiment of justice, acting on behalf of the island. Right, so Judge threw away their former identity to become Judge, to become Justice. It's not a person anymore. They are Justice. Okay, there's Henry Division. And there are 3,106 worshippers and work. Let's read this bit. Victims of mass abductions brought to the islands and forced to worship the gods. The psychic energy created by their worship is channeled by Syndicate priests and fed to the gods. Citizens are the lowest class of island inhabitants, spending their lives in worship and working in the deep factory and farm. Right, so citizens don't have it so good on the island, is the thing. It's a bad situation for them. We already looked at timeline. Let's have a look at map. So on the map, this looks a lot smaller than it does in the game. Like, it looks like a pretty tiny island, but we know it's pretty sizable. We're here on Danchi. Used to be aspirational apartment blocks. The bubble burst when citizens realized they are a cradle for unhappiness. Yeah. Things are not good for the citizens. Let's see. There's citizen housing. A number of apartments were knocked down and replaced with houses as an experiment. Would the citizens stop killing themselves and each other if they have a better quality of life? Maybe. Increase their quality of life, and maybe they'll just stop killing each other. It's worth a try. Worth a try. Citizens' apartments. Apartment blocks breed madness. People are too close to each other. We need our space is the thing. Dead zone. Henry allowed demons to flood into this area. Demons rot the fabric of the world. The area was sealed off to prevent the corruption spreading. All right, so this is where I don't know if we'll find more demons here or what we're going to find there. But right next to it, beach. A place to relax in paradise. Right next to the dead zone. Then we have Marshal Barracks, Barracks of the Gods, Justice Marshals. Syndicate Apartments, luxury apartments for members of the Syndicate. Gardens, lush gardens enjoyed by members of the Syndicate. Only the Syndicate, no citizens allowed. There we go. Council building, the crime scene, the Palace of Carnage. Syndicate HQ, seat of power in the Syndicate. All matters of government are conducted here. Courthouse, the seat of justice. Mountain Gorge, a valley used for citizens to commute to work and transport goods from the Deep Factory. Hicks's work. We've been to his house. The opulent Ziggurat, a large temple where most religious ceremonies are conducted at the end of an island. All the citizens are ritualistically slaughtered by the Syndicate in the temples, their psychic energy offered to the gods. So that's already happened on Island 24. Syndicate Graveyard, a graveyard that memorializes fallen members of the Syndicate. Only the Syndicate. Citizens don't need graves. Agri Fields. We've been to the Agri Fields. Deep Factory, huge network of catacombs filled with industries that facilitate life on the... I don't know if we can go in there. It was closed when we went there, I think. Doom Jazz's yacht. Dr. Doom Jazz's luxury yacht. Oh, he has... Fancy. We should probably go there. Pyramid. Home of a god. Which god? Maybe that goat. Reality Folding Drive, an arcane power source gifted to the Syndicate by the Silent Goat and built by Masahiro Heavy Industries. And down here, we have the Desolation Cell, a remote cell for the demonically possessed. Henry is currently incarcerated here. And the Paradise Gates, the pathway between a dying island and the next island. Syndicate members are transported between islands by Lydia the Ferrywoman. This is where we started the game and first met Lydia. Okay. Next up, here's skins. These are skins that we've been collecting, I think by unlocking fast travel points. The default. There's Loquacious Jellyfish. Symbol of a Bar. Terrifying Shallows. And Vibing Starlight. Existing without vibes is no existence at all. Let's go with vibes for the time being. Also, there's music. We can listen to the island music. Or we can listen to our playlist of the cassettes we've been picking up throughout the game so far. So if we're listening to the music that's on the island, we're listening to like the actual speakers. But if we're listening to the music we're carrying with us, then like the music just stays with us wherever we go. Okay, so what we were going to do... Right. That's the Desolation Cell over there with Henry. Also, Kiko's there too. But we said we were going to go talk to Crimson Acid, and it seems like... Oh, the dog's on the list. I'm glad that the dog is on our list of people, because we met that dog, and we have to find treats for the dog. Very important. We have not found any treats yet, but fortunately, we know where the dog is when we find treats. For right now, maybe we should go talk to Crimson. Crimson Acid did say that she wanted us to go meet her. We have not been on the beach yet. Maybe we should just look around and see if there's anything to find. Well, there's something under this platform. What is this? We got a severed arm. This was someone's arm. Horrific. That's just a collectible, I guess. Oh, hey, it's Shinji over there. I heard that time separates passion from conspiracy. Ooh. Passionate conspiracy. Only in some crime. You can be passionate about a slow conspiracy. You get what I mean, Love Dies. Don't pick apart everything I say. Enjoy the abstract. How much time did this crime take? Was it opportunity or a centuries-old plan? Time's a weird thing on these islands. I mean, Shinji is correct. You don't need to just pick apart everything someone says. You get the basic idea of it. The gist. As long as you get that much, you're good. We got the bathed tower's starlight skin, the tower's sparkle in the waning sun, a cascade of jewels as far as the eye can see. Well, I don't see a way to progress from this little bit right here. A time to cut the air. A time for monolithic cities. A time for blood. A time for psychosis. That was weird. So we can see the actual direction that the characters are in, but actually finding our way there can be a little difficult. Yeah, actually, she's quite close. But is she below us? Could possibly be. Will I get this? Okay, no, we already bought something from here. Another desk apartment, small rooms, and some of an ocean view. A terrifying, harrowing view of the liquid abyss. A Mahjong club meets in one building every week. I guess we might as well have a look around. Just see if there are any pick-upables around. As there do tend to be. Oh, well, here's something here. We got, let's see, A2. This time we got Evening Haze, a grape-flavored carbonated alcoholic drink. It's delicious. Too delicious. Dangerously delicious. Delicious. Well, I don't know if we can handle something that's that delicious. So thanks for the warning. Ill-fated ring pulls. You can trade in collected ring pulls from drinks to get Crimson Acid merchandise. Looks like someone didn't have enough before the island ended. Oh, someone was collecting. And, well, that didn't work out. It just happens sometimes in life. You're trying... Oh, what's this? Okay, just that. And this. You spend your time collecting something, working towards something, you have a goal, and then just everyone gets slaughtered before you can actually achieve that goal. You might be so close, but none of it actually mattered. Yeah, so she's below us right here. Gonna have to find a way to get underneath these apartments.
Crystals obtained.
This is a work of art. The integrity of the syndicate is the canvas. A knife is the brush. Is it modern art? Abstract? Formal? Who can say? I always hated art. Anyway, gotta run. Well, we might as well get this while we're here. Dazzling obelisk charm obtained. A charm model after obelisks found on a citadel planet in another solar system. Incoming call. Who's calling us? It's Akiko. Love dies. We have the suspect in custody. You are not necessary. I'm gonna challenge that. Let's ask why. So why are you calling? I'm under orders to cooperate with you, Nenorosito. I'm unfamiliar with this word. Well, let's talk about her orders. Who's giving you your orders? Judge has assumed authority while the crisis has resolved. Haven't you been briefed? Are you just wandering around without a clue? What? Why would you say such a thing? We have a suspect that was found with the murder weapon. He has motive and history and blood in his stomach. We're not making a super collider here, Nenorosito. Henry broke free, tore through the prison bridge, breached the holy seals, and murdered the council. Case closed, investigator. I hope that this is as simple as it appears. The suspect is back under inhibitor sedation. Inhibitor sedation? Da mi putere. I have a feeling that we would not be complimented by that. Inhibitors are ejected into him to keep him sedated. Go ask Doom Jazz if you want to know more. I'm guarding the suspect at the Desolation Cell on the Rock if you need to speak with me again. The control panel to raise the bridge has been updated to accept your blood vial. Oh, good. We can now go to that island, I guess. Only I have access to the prison, but Judge ordered me to authorize you. The bridge across to the prison is on the South Beach. Goodbye, Nenorosito. All right, well, at least, I mean, we got something. We now have the ability to go to the cell. Even though Akiko certainly seems insulted that we're on the case. Grubby skimming runes. An old superstition says that skimming runestones into the sea is a way to ease the consequences of your actions. But yeah, Akiko definitely does not appreciate that we are investigating. She doesn't feel it's necessary. She feels that this is a cut and dry case. And it does sound like it, you know? She has a point, talking about how Henry broke out, the council was murdered, and then, like, he had their blood in his stomach. But Judge feels that we have to be absolutely sure, and that Judge is not absolutely sure right now. Crimson, I know you're behind this wall. You're right there. Crimson, tell me how I get past this wall. Oh, hold on. Is this a... yeah, okay. There we go. There we go.
Getting saved. On travel unlocked.
And we got incomprehensible starlight. The universe will kill you. If you ever learn the true nature of it, you will die. The enormity of the universe will crack your mind in two. I usually say that to myself, when I look up at the night sky. Man, that could just kill me real easily. Anyway, hello, Crimson.
Crimson acid.
Syndicate idol and secret traitor touched by a god. Actually, yeah, she does have the head of a goat. Does that mean she was touched by the silent goat? Is that why she has that? Good to see you again, lady. It's been too long. Born in the hospital of our martyred goat, England, in AD 1002 under the sign of Endless Moon. As a teenager, Crimson left home to fight for Endless Moon in France. She excelled at guerrilla operations and became known as the glamour of the battlefield due to her stunning beauty and presence. When the Great Betrayal happened, she fled to join the Syndicate. Sounds like a Metal Gear Solid origin. Hello, Starlight. We're in a dark time. Someone has played a hell of a hand against the Syndicate. It's bad enough to bring the Exile back. Forgive me for being blunt, Crimson, but the head? Things change. While you were gone, I get blessed. Okay, so last time Lady Lovedeye saw her, she did not have a goat head. This is new. Let's compliment the new style. The new look suits you. It adds a certain je ne sais quoi to the ensemble. What's the A to B to C with the sewer pad? Quiet place to get away from everyone. The sewer, yeah, I guess the sewer's a pretty lonely place. After I became blessed, Montserrat convinced me to be the Syndicate's idol. Someone for the citizens to look up to. If you pray hard enough and serve the gods as best you can. Yada yada. Yeah, you know, the rest of it. That kind of thing. It's good to have a place to hide away and run my sideline. Everyone needs their own space. Let's be nostalgic for the glamour of the battlefield. What happened to the glamour of the battlefield? Been a long time since anyone called me that. The old life is over. You miss it? Everyone misses their old life. Nostalgia is a curse, lady. I don't miss Exile. Give it time. You're stepping into the Viper's nest. So, you want to buy a secret? Okay. So, she did say to bring money. We have some money, but first let's find out what we can talk about. Suspicions? What about the secrets? What secrets do you have? Anyone got a motive for last night? Lady, I've got lots of secrets to sell. I can give you a lot of different people's motives. I just don't have an opinion about who did it. Who's got motive, then? These all come at a price. I'm not handing out candy. Secrets take a lot of work to acquire. I've got something on the Grand Marshal, the Architect, the Doctor, the Happy Couple, and Witness. Take your pick, but come with your wallet. You're going to make a tidy profit. You got a point? Let's imply something about them. I don't really think that we're getting a really clear enough idea of what it is we're going to say when we pick these, but let's imply something about the market for secrets. A mass murder opens the market for people looking to buy secrets. That an accusation? Not yet. I've still some investigating to do. I'm going to be straight up with you, lady. This island is full of snakes, and I want you to hear this from me. I hate what the Syndicate have done to me. I'm an idol they trot out to rally the citizens. I gloss over the misery with a pretty smile. I haven't got anything against idols, but this isn't for me. Montserrat devolved into paranoia. Sorry to speak ill of the dead. He was tightening his grip on us all. One of the first things to go on the next island is my little emporium. Dictators can't have someone peddling secrets, can they? Is that enough to drive you to kill the entire council? No, I didn't do it, but someone did, and they're going to want to shift the blame. That's why I'm being straight with you. All right, that counts as testimony. Let's talk about old Henry. You think Henry did it? Do you? I'm asking you. I don't have enough details. How did he escape? How did he breach the seals? The answer to every question seems to be a hand wave, and he's possessed by a demon. Convenient answers are dangerous. Alright, so a lot of things we can talk about here. Let's talk about Kahix. We do have that tuft of hair. What about it? I found a tuft of your hair in Kahix's workshop. And that puts you at the scene of a disappearance. Come on, lady. You know that doesn't prove anything. Alright, let's just talk about Kahix's accusation then. We need to talk, Acid. You never call me Acid. Why was Kahix accusing you of stealing the key to the second Holy Seal? Shit. This makes you a prime suspect. Spill it. I promise I didn't kill the council. I need you to know that. Get on with it. The Holy Seals are the holy grails of secret hunters. They're so locked down and under wraps. I was losing sleep each night thinking about them. I knew Kahix designed the second seal, so I started talking to him. I also knew he was obsessed with me. Obsessed. More than I expected. I thought he was just horny for me. But he had got it into his head that if we achieved perfection on the next island, he'd ascend to heaven. His diary called you his queen in the astral heaven. Good snooping, lady. Since I'm blessed by the gods, he coveted me as a trophy queen. The guy was out of his mind. You keep using the past tense. I'm not stupid. If the council got on the bad side of a killer and the person who designed part of their security is missing, he's either dead or might as well be. Did you do it? Please. Even if he was going to squill to Montserrat? I talked him down. I strung him along in a relationship. I could persuade him to do almost anything. Except give you the secret to the second Holy Seal. There was a data key he guarded. I took it and made a copy. How did you copy it? You ask a lot of questions. Someone in Masahiro Heavy Industries owed me a favor. That favor was an hour in one of their high-end computer labs. It turned out to be a heavily encrypted digital key on a flash drive. I put the key back in his workshop, apologized profusely, and did something to take his mind off it. Did you use the key? No? I know where and how, though. The obelisks on the beach. The key works on them. And that's the second seal secret? No, there's more, but I don't know what. Why didn't you use the key? Bad vibes, lady. I could feel it in the air. Things were happening on the island. This still makes you a suspect, Crimson. I know. Okay, so that counts as testimony. All right, so she's a secret hunter and fascinated with the seals. Just as a little refresher, the first seal were apparently the two guards who were murdered outside the council's palace. The second seal, there's a data key for. We don't know what the second seal is, but there's a key for it, and apparently you use it with the obelisks on the beach. Kahix made it, and that's really what we're talking about now. The third and fourth seals, we have no idea what they are, but we need to unlock all of them if we're going to actually get into that palace and find the murdered council, which no one actually knows if they're murdered for sure because they can't see the bodies. All right. Tell me about Akiko. We got off on the wrong foot, and I don't really like her right now. Why would Akiko kill the council? Secrets aren't free. 2? Yeah, alright, I can afford this. Deal. Good crystals, minimal imperfections. Akiko is a soldier through and through. She's also their leader. They're the only family she's ever wanted. The Marshals aren't syndicate, though. Oh, really? They're just citizens. Maybe they're higher-up citizens than the normal ones? They're a security measure by Montserrat. They don't have our immortality, and they don't get moved between islands. That makes them expendable, too. Precisely. Akiko has endured a millennia of sadness watching her troops die or get left behind. Okay, so Akiko, the Grand Marshal, is an immortal, but the marshals who work for her are not. She wants them in the Syndicate. Get them gene therapied up and create a battalion of immortal soldiers, end her heartache. She has motioned the Syndicate to try to get her marshals inducted, been refused every time. She's hurting and she's angry. So it seems like the Council is quite protective about who gets to be immortal. Maybe they feel immortality is devalued if everyone gets to be immortal. Only a few, privileged few, get to be immortal. Okay, got some testimony. What does she get from murdering the Council? She wouldn't be promoted to a position where she can change the rules and keep her marshals alive between islands. She'd use the murder to scare the new Council. The Untouchables became touched by the hand of death. She can argue for increased militarization on the next island, scapegoat it on a citizen, and panic the next Council into creating martial law with troops inducted into the Syndicate. Use loyal troops rather than expendable troops. Precisely. Montserrat was always scared of immortal soldiers having dangerous thoughts and leading a coup. I wonder why he would be afraid of a battalion of immortal soldiers. If Akiko did this, then she proves that the threat isn't from the marshals. Got any proof? Sure do. I pulled this from the Moon database. You never know when something like this will come in useful. Alright. Thanks. Lady, here's more. I haven't got proof, so I'm not charging you from what I'm about to say. Akiko falls in love with her troops. That's why she hurts so much. She has had a string of relationships throughout the islands. Is there someone special on this island? Captain Voth. He's the highest-ranking marshal under Akiko. Is he not dead yet? I thought all of the citizens were killed at this point. The highest-ranking marshals are chosen to guard the council during the birth of a new island. Oh, he was one of the Holy Seal marshals, I see. So he was murdered last night? Looks that way. So if her lovers are dying when the island ends, her motive is to kill the council to push her agenda through, get her marshals into the syndicate, and make them immortal? That's a pretty big bet to make. I agree. Something doesn't add up. What about Voth, then? If Akiko was involved, did she let Voth die? A sacrifice for the greater good. I need to find some more truth. All right. I assume I'm not gonna... Well, I'm probably not gonna be able to afford all of this. Let's see. Let's learn something about Henry's escape. What do you know about the escape last night? Secrets about that haven't worked their way to me about Henry's escape. If you think there's more to it than there seems, there might be physical evidence near the scene. If what the report says is true, the only way to the council building is through the Syndicate HQ. If he went through there, he had been logged. Check the Nightmare computer logs. Okay. No, because that did not cost us anything. Well, what about, we found a couple of clues about Lydia. Tell us about Lydia and Sam. What do you know about Lydia and Sam? I know that it will cost you. Oh, only one crystal. Sure. I know about their last job. What last job? Back in the day, Lydia told you that after she met Sam, they left the world of assassination for good, right? It isn't that easy. Once you're in that world, you're bound to it until you fulfill all your duties. You saw John Wick? It's like that. An assassin is the most effective tool in the world. All tools have owners. In order to leave their old life behind, Lydia's former master had to do one last job. She had to destabilize a government in Europe. Several dead officials allowed for a regime change. Why didn't she tell me this? We've been friends for millennia. She's ashamed. They vowed to end the killing. Sam helped her do the job. They were in it together. It's not as romantic as the story they told everyone, is it? Always be suspicious of romantic stories, lady. Life doesn't work like that. Is this what the council murder is then? A regime change? Who can say? Was it revenge, a crime of passion, a regime change? You've got some investigating to do. I don't know if that has a whole lot to do with this current mystery. Oh, the alibi. So we know that they were supposed to be by the Paradise Gates when the murders happened. Did you see Lydia and Sam last night? Lydia should have been doing her ferrywoman duties. The log at the gate should confirm something about that. Yes, we already did know this, and that we do need to try to check the log at the gates to find out about it. Okay, well, it didn't cost us anything, so that's good. This is not costing as much money as I thought it was going to. We have not spoken to any of these three. Let's talk about Carmelina, who is a very high-up person right now. Why would Carmelina want to kill the council? You know this costs, right? Only one blood crystal. Let's do it. A pleasure doing business. Carmelina isn't allowed on the council. The Silence family were barred from ever being on the council. Yes, we did read about that. That Carmelina's ancestor did something which barred their entire family from ever being on the council. You remember her father's crime, right? This is her father who did it. Romeo's fall from grace. He was deceived by cosmic deceit. Bingo. Cosmic deceit deceived him with promises of power. Standard stuff. Yeah, it sounds like this kind of happens every now and again, of a god corrupting someone with promises. Cosmic deceit wanted Romeo to sacrifice Crying Grudge in a ritual. That's not a name we've heard yet. That would give Cosmic Deceit enough power to resurrect. Resurrecting the gods is our mission, but not at the expense of deceptions and sacrificing other gods. Romeo was stopped before he could go through with it. His punishment was execution, and the rest of his family being barred from a council seat for eternity. Let's talk about Carmelina's leadership. The ruling still stands? Carmelina is on the throne right now. Judge thinks they made the right call. It's a temporary situation. Right, so Carmelina's Silence is the temporary leader, but that's not supposed to be a permanent thing. She's the highest rank outside of the council, and we're about to move to a new perfect island that Carmelina designed. This transition to our eternal home needs to go right, and she's best placed to get us through it. Has Carmelina protested the ruling in the past? She submitted motions to have the ruling overturned and get on the council. All have been denied, though. We're getting a lot of testimony from these conversations. Can I see these motions? Of course. I pulled them from the Moon database. Wow, she's thinking ahead. I'll give you a little extra for free. I don't know if this helps with anything, though. Hit me. About 25 years ago, Carmelina went into isolation for a year. No one saw her. Any idea why? She said it was for work. She had a new project and didn't want to be disturbed. Nothing ever came of it, though. We were never shown the fruits of her labor. New project, huh? Why do you think this matters? You know when you get a bad feeling and it festers? Maybe I just needed to say it out loud. Maybe it means something. I'll see what I find. Alright. Only 2 left. What about Dr. Doomjazz? Why would Doomjazz kill the council? Got the cash to pay for a secret? Ooh, this is a big one. The Syndicate's origins aren't what they seem. 3? Yeah, we can still afford it. He knows the original secret. Before the first island, during the Great Betrayal, Montserrat made a mistake that got Doomjazz's father killed. This was before you joined up with the Syndicate. He was our original military general, a legendary soldier. I'd always heard rumors about him before I joined the Syndicate. There weren't many humans the gods feared, but he was one of them. When the Syndicate fled to the first island, Montserrat made a stupid call to investigate a tomb that was supposed to contain a heavenly weapon. He was wrong. There was nothing there. Doomjazz's father attempted to hold off the pursuing armies during Montserrat's folly. It was too much. Our pursuers broke through and killed half the syndicate before we got away. The incident was struck from history, but some of the existing council members know about it. Eyes Kawami likes to talk when he's had a drink, and Doomjazz was his closest friend. He let the secret slip. Eyes Kawami had some skeletons in his closet. He got found out. The next island was going to be a bad time for him. He took his own life a few years ago. Well, we knew that he committed suicide. We did not know what the reason was, though. Let's say that's rare. It's rare for syndicate members to take their own life. Unheard of for council members. A secret for another time. All right. Let's go with Witness's motive. Do you know why Witness would want to kill the council? Let's see your crystal. Yeah, only one crystal. I know Witness was growing to despise Montserrat. Montserrat was tightening his grip on us all. Montserrat was giving into paranoia, worried about his precious, perfect island. History was repeating. The island was shrouded in fear. We'd all grown complacent and happy in our freedoms. Montserrat had always been building towards a perfect island and a perfect syndicate. As you know, the syndicate was formed with the goal of resurrecting our gods. 24 islands in, and we weren't doing a good job. Almost all of the pyramids out in the ocean sit empty. Montserrat didn't care, though. He decided that was step 2. And what was step 1? Step 1 was the syndicate? Our efforts had always been divided between resurrecting the gods and improving the islands. If Montserrat could make the syndicate perfect, we could give our full attention to the gods. Why wouldn't Witness want to go along with that? You've been gone a while. Montserrat changed, so did Witness. Witness didn't trust Montserrat at all. Has Witness been deceived by a god? Not that I'm aware of. I've never had that suspicion. I think this is just some self-radicalization. You slip further and further into worship and fear of the astral masters. You don't need to be deceived into being a servant when you've got a healthy dose of the end times fear in you. You know what that means. You're spending too much time on Facebook. So Witness murders the council to put the fear of the gods into them and refocus the syndicate on our holy mission? I'm not saying that's what happened, but if you want to pin a motive on Witness, it's what I'd go with. Witness believes we're heading for the end times. How can we have end times if our gods are dead or dormant? Only a handful of gods came to Earth. The rest of them are out there. The gods are self-serving morons. They've never looked out for their own kind. Take it up with Witness. I have no time for religious debates. All right. So Witness to the end apparently has different thoughts about the religious hierarchy and such than the other syndicate members. One more thing to talk about, and that's your alibi. And where were you last night? I was here, at my hideout, waiting for Lydia's pickup. I'm always one of the last to leave the islands. Yuri thinks he's funny by making me wait. I left when Judge summoned everyone for the crisis meeting. Any evidence of that? None? That paints you in a bad light. I can only tell you the truth. If I knew a mass murder was going down, I'd have got a way to corroborate my alibi. There weren't any whispers of what was about to happen. Nothing. If Henry didn't do this, whoever did it managed to keep it extremely quiet. Am I taking your word on that? I'm running a business here. If I had something, I'd sell it to you. And that's everything there. But we can still hang out. Got time for a chat, Crimson? You find yourself on an island full of criminals, lady. Are you one? Are you one of them? A criminal plotting the downfall of paradise? Not for the crime you're investigating. What does that mean? All shops need stock. My trade is secrets. I don't have a wholesale supplier I can get deliveries from. Why? Why you? Boredom, mostly. I never should have let Montserrat convince me to be an idol. There's nothing wrong with being an idol. There isn't, but it's not the life for me. I was caught up wanting to help the Syndicate. I gave up a life I loved. We're the Syndicate, the ruling elite. It's easy for everyone in that tower to think that crime is something everyone does but them. I'm just keeping a record. Which you sell. You're the one buying. Oh, our relationship increased. And she does have a point. I mean, if she's not going to keep the account of the elite's crimes, well, who is? Let's talk about upgrades for Starlight. How can I help, lady? What about the upgrades? Let's see about that. Got any upgrades for my laptop? It's like over 3 million days old. You've come to the right place. I guess you're breaking into those nightmare computers looking for evidence, right? I've got an upgrade which will give Starlight the ability to read more of the symbols, get you into more systems and more evidence. I can do it for 10... Oh, that's a lot. I do not have enough. I'll come back later. I need to... I'll find some more money on the ground. It's how I get my money. What about... would we want to bother spending money on skins? You selling any skins for Starlight? Sure am. 1 skin for 1 crystal. No, I don't think we need to spend money on that. Unless, we have absolutely nothing else to spend money on. And looks like that's it. May your journey be endless, and may you reach the moon. All right, very productive conversation with Crimson over here. It looks like we can walk further into the sewers. I want to see if there's... can we interact with something here? A monument to the moon, the sphere of death that is split in two by a great chasm. We can feel the grim silence from the deserted city on the dark side. Okay, so let's look at that. So the moon has a city on the dark side of it.
On travel unlocked. Getting saved.
All right. Well, symbol of the possessed Starlight skin. It's pretty messed up that you can be possessed by a demon. Like, really messed up, don't you think? It is pretty messed up. So we got a lot of information there from talking with Crimson. I think... Well, this person is the closest. Like, is that a marshal, maybe? I'm not sure what that icon is, but I think as we continue on, that's probably the next direction we'll go in and talk to whoever that is. So, okay. So what did we do here? We found Crimson. We had a lengthy conversation where we spent a bunch of our crystals and learned a lot of the gossip about a bunch of the people on this island. Let's just see if we can... look at anything important here. Right. Henry apparently broke through the bars on the prison bridge. Yeah, we can now go to the island. Actually, that's probably... that would probably be the most important thing to do at this point in time. How far away is it? 426. So, I mean, we can head off in that direction and see what's going on the prison island. I think that is the thing that's of most interest at the time being. So there's like exclamation points by a lot of things because we got a lot of things updated. Right, Crimson. Yeah, Crimson flat out told us that her relationship was so she could get the secret of the second seal from K. Hicks. Well, I think what we're going to be doing right now is we're going to be taking a little break, and yeah, we'll be taking a little break, and as we continue on, we'll just start heading to the island because now we have access to it, and I think that's probably the part that's the most interest to us. We'll collect money as we go. And just keep in mind that as we collect money, if we get 10 crystals, we can come back to Crimson to upgrade our laptop so we can access some more Nightmare computers. So I think that is the plan as we continue on investigating in Paradise Killer.